you can yeah. Okay, thank you, Devish. So now let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. So first, before starting the session, just let me introduce myself. So myself, Rajsekhar, I have 12 plus years of experience. 12 plus years of experience. So in a various development as well as the trainings. So now we will concentrate a few things on this Android related today. So anyone have an idea about this Android? Anything you have any idea about this Android? Okay. So what is it? What is exactly the Android? So normally Android has now very popular and trending in a market, right? But in our previous days, so it's a very no such kind of application in the market. Like previous days, like 9-10 years back, if you want to buy one smartphone, so that smartphone, like we cannot say exactly that is a smartphone, because that having the more features, that's it. That is not a smart, but it has having the more, because which one we can say smartphone. So when user can able to install and uninstall the apps, so that we can say has a smartphone. But here it is not like that, right? So user cannot install the apps here. So user cannot install the apps on those phones. Just basic, just he is able to do the some kind of more features, so that features he can use. So that we can say has a normal phone, but it is a more features. For that also, it's a very huge cost on those days. So later on, like in between, Windows came, Mac came, Windows, iOS, and Android. Like these all are the different operating systems. Like means, so Android is an operating system. Also, iOS in also operating system. The next Windows is also an operating system for the mobile devices those days. But almost now Windows not there, iOS and Android as the market. But now Android is leading the market. That is almost 70 to 80% of people are using worldwide Android mobiles. And in our country, if it India, it is almost 85 to 90% of this Android mobiles. So that is like here this. But what happened here a few years back, just mobile application market has changed the complete strategies of mobile application, because previous days normally every application is available on only in a web, because no people has the smartphones. But now we are accessing everything from the mobile itself, like including bank transactions, right? So everything we are doing that, because of the reason nowadays every application, even if I have some small business website, then immediately the users are planning to build the mobile applications, right? So that is the reason this became very popular in market. And also that too, why this Android, why not iOS? There is a specific reason. So Android is an open source. So because of the open source, development and customization should be very simple. So because of that is a reason this became huge in a market. This is So that is like we can build the applications for the low memory device that we can say has the Android app development. That is now see in between. If you have any questions, you can send me on chat. I'll clarify your questions. So the next here, see first we will see some small differences between the feature phone and smartphone. Just I already told that there is a means which application does not have the software that we can means the operating system that we can say has a feature phone. Like nowadays all basic mobiles comes onto the feature phone and Android iOS comes into this smartphone. So here feature phone contains a single application with the basic features like camera, contacts, Bluetooth, settings, etc. One or two games, like those kind of applications it contains that we can say has the feature phone. And the feature phone user cannot install any application, whatever the manufacturer has given the feature, only those features we can use this. And it has so this particular, this is the seminar. This particular seminar is not available in YouTube. So this is next year, this compared to this smartphone. So here this is this feature are power means this is like a build by using the Java, KOTLIN, Symbian, like various applications are there using this. They can build these applications in the market. So that is yes, regular classes are from tomorrow. It's at 9 p.m. So new batch has going to start from tomorrow 9 p.m. So that is here this applications are available. And for this basic example is the basic all mobiles, that is Samsung, Nokia, Micromax, whatever the basic all mobiles that comes under into this. Then next year this is a smartphone. So the smartphone is nothing but here. So that is a like which is containing the operating system. So their user can install and uninstall the applications. So it has iMemory, and smartphones are using like different operating systems like Android, iOS, Windows, BlackBerry, etc. But nowadays market only available as a two. So all are the smartphones which are now using, those all are comes under into this category, that is. Sure. So you are giving here your mail IDs, right? So after this session, this video can be shared this in a YouTube. Okay. So next. So before entering into the actual development step, we need to understand first few words. So that first word is the application. So what is application? Application, or we can say that is the app. See, in a general terminology, in a web-based terminology, we will call it as an application, and in mobile-based terminology, we will call it as a app, mobile app. So that is simply both are meaning wise. It means word wise it different, but it is a meaning as the same. So simplify reducing human efforts. Application is nothing but it just simplify human efforts, like which is designed to store data, provide some entertainment, process some data, and do some business. So that is like based on that reports can generate. So that we can say as the application or app. So this is developing by many things like Java, .NET, Python, like using whatever the programmatical languages are there in a market, we can build that kind of applications using these various technologies. So that is application. Then after that, I told one more word, that is a operating system. So what is an operating system? So operating system is nothing but it's a communication between the hardware and the software. So that can interact with the hardware and the software, that make them work. So that is a software like, for example, now I logged in a window. I logged in this Windows system, right? So I logged in this operating system. So from here, I'm able to talk. You are listening my voice and you are seeing my screen. So that is because of this operating system has performing those kind of operations. So that is like here we can say this is the operating system. And when comes into this mobile app development, so we have two types of mobile app development. So one is the hybrid and other is the cross, like native platform. So other we can say as the hybrid or class platform. So what is native and what is cross platform? We can discuss that. So like for example, if user has developing the one platform using Android, either Kotlin or Java, if you are developing an application that is a native, like same using the Swift or C++, if you use the iOS application, so that is also native. For example, I'm developing the application in Flutter, or I'm developing the application in React.js. So that we can say has the cross-platform or hybrid. But what is the advantage if I go with the cross-platform? It's if you go with the cross-platform, at a time you can build two applications. Means Android and iOS, both applications, we can generate the output for the both applications. But why native? Why not cross-platform? Means here there are some advantages and disadvantages are there with the both native and cross-platform. So that we will see now. See here, in case native cross-platform, if we go with the native cross-platform, it's a application is supposed for only the single environment. So that is Android or iOS. Only it can support. Native application can be faster compared to the cross-platform. Means when you develop an application in a native, that should be faster compared to the cross-platform, and it can support more features. Last, it is lightweight. But if we go with the cross-platform, so that cross-platform will support for the multi-platform. So for those, there are various technologies are available here to develop the cross-platform. One is the PhoneGap, Xamarin, Titanium Studio, Flutter, like that. Various kind of developments are there, so that using that we can build. But cross-platform will slow compared to the native, and it cannot support all features. So cross-platform cannot support the all features. Like for example, I want to integrate with the some third parties which are related to hardware components. So those hardware components we cannot build directly. So that is the reason. This is means very small applications like which are not integrating with any third parties. So we can easily integrate with the that platform. But for this we cannot do that. And the next is the heavy weight compared to the this one. So it is a more weight compared to this, because in a cross platforms, if you want some external resources like CSS, JavaScript, AngularJS, we will use this from the third parties. So that is the reason it is becoming in the use space. That is. So that is the difference between this. And after that, this is okay. Now we understand that, okay, the application, there are two types of application development. One is the cross platform, other is the native platform. But again, in mobile development, Also, there are two types of development. Not only this is in mobile app development, even in case if it is a web application, also there are the two types of applications are there. So the one first which is the mobile application development has two types. The first one is the static. Second one is the dynamic. So we need to understand the words here too, that is static and dynamic. So what is static and what is dynamic, we need to understand here. So static application is nothing but it can not communicate with the server always. The content should be the same. Means, for example, if you take the calculator, so I can do the calculation 1 + 1, 2 + 2, 3 + 3, but for that 1 + 1, 2 + 2, I need not to communicate with the server, right? Then and there itself I can do that. Means that is system to system. Means your mobile has the calculator, my mobile has a calculator. But here user can do this calculator settings, because once I done some settings in my mobile, that cannot forward it to you. That is a system based. So that is the reason that we can say has the static application. Static application means it cannot communicate to the any server. So dynamic, it can communicate with the server, like Flipkart. If I open the Flipkart or Amazon or any other shopping cart, even PhonePe, Google Pay, like this, if I open such kind of applications, so those required internet connectivity. Even if you turn off your internet connectivity and if you open that, this Amazon and Flipkart, you can access the data up to certain level. After that, when you want to order something, then it is asking to internet connectivity, right? Or if you open the PhonePe, Google Pay without net, it says that please secure internet connectivity, because it is communicating to the server. Means whatever the transactions, whatever the activities you are doing on your mobile, that is storing on a server, somewhere on a server, that from there we are accessing the data. So nowadays, even the trending also for those applications only. So trending also those applications only, we can do that. This applications, like if you know if you have the knowledge on a dynamic application, then only you will get a full-fledged application developer. Otherwise, you cannot. Means if I know the static application development, can I get the job? Means no, because every user, like for example, I want to develop one shopping cart. If I develop shopping cart application as a static, so someone ordered one product, I cannot receive any notification from that. Okay, so XYZ person has ordered shoes, and also I cannot reduce the stock, whatever the stock it is. That is the reason dynamic applications are only the trending in the market. Okay, hope it is clear. So here's some question. For making cross-platform apps, do we have code multiple times in a multiple language, or no? It is a single, like say just now I told, right? If you develop the Flutter, you will write the, instead of here, for example, I'm developing the application in Kotlin. I'll write code in a Kotlin. Like same, you are writing the Flutter means in a dot language you will write. If you go the React JS, so we'll write in a React JS code. And if you go with the PhoneGap, so that is a different CSS, JavaScript. So those you will write. It's a code base on single code base. But again, when you some features, again you need to communicate with the two, like only for few features you need to write two code bases in the same application. Like if you need to write the condition there, if Android like this condition can execute, if iOS this condition can execute on the particular loop, you will write the Android means Android basic code and iOS basic code. So that's the way it will happen for the few things. Hope your question is clear, Devesh. Will same React.js code and Kotlin code? No, it's a completely different. React.js means we will write in a React forms, that is in using CSS, JavaScript, that we will write Angular, everything it will included that. But here it is a Kotlin is a completely different. Kotlin almost it is similar as our Java code. Okay, okay, done. So then next I want to move to the next step. So this is the small introduction of the Android. So Android is an open source. So it is open source. So that is having the operating system. So it provides the tools, various development to build the mobile application. Also, it runs on the Linux kernel. So Android provides the application framework that developers can integrate their applications for the development. Right, this is means in a simple, that complete first paragraph I'll tell you within a simple with a 2 to 3 words. One is Android is an operating system. Android is an operating system, open source, then it is a development environment. So and it will run on the Linux kernel. So that is the first paragraph, simple in a simple words. Just you can remember this. As per that, you can form the sentence like this. Android is an open source and it is an operating system. So using this, we can build an applications. That is a simple. And this every like not only the Android, every operating system. So course is 45 days. Every day it is a 1 hour session. So I'll tell you the exactly the what happens after this presentation. I'll tell you the in detail course details. Okay, so every operating system consists of kernel. So like it is a core part of kernel. So that kernel basically provides the functionalities to the operating system. So this is constrained with the shell. The outside part operating system interact with the commands. So not only this, every operating system has that capabilities. So that is the here normally what happens here. For example, if I consider this is a circle outside from the user is accessing. So like user is accessing, like it is coming here, one more shell could be there. Like for example, here I would take this one more image like this. Normally there are 2 circles. So if these 2 circles, what is the space in between these 2 circles? That layer we can say as a Linux kernel. So that will provide the security to your Android application. Means while once user has requested from the outside, it will travel through the particular layer. So that layer is nothing but your Linux kernel. So the Linux kernel will give the security to, that is the first level of security for your Android applications. So then what are the advantages of kernel in Android? So developers can do some improvements like extra features, special configurations. For example, say like Android 13. Okay, Android 13, Samsung mobile, Android 13, MI mobile, Android 13, some different mobile. Like you can compare with the different means every manufacturer has completely customized as per their requirement. That is because of this kernel only they are able to do that activity. So that is the advantages of this Android kernel. So for example, compare with the different models, different manufacturers. Just now I told, right? So that is a completely it is a different that is. And also developers can having the control of minimum and maximum frequencies, that is a CPU performance. Means they can do themselves whatever they want. And the developer can configure the schedule as per this other stuff. So this is the these all are the advantages of the kernel. So we'll see the next advantages of Android. So what are the advantages of this Android? Either you are a end user or you are a developer. These all are the generalized features. When we will start the actual course, in actual course, we will see if you are a developer, what are the advantages to you? If you are an end user, what are the advantages to you? If you are a manufacturer, what are the advantages? Means the advantages are divided into the three various different cases. That is manufacturer, end user, and developer. So like now here we are seeing the basic all together. Means it's a very highlighted features. So the first one, it's a open source. Android operating system is open source. So it is a part of OHA, Open Handset Alliance. OHA, Open Handset Alliance. This is the community. OHA is the community, Open Handset Alliance. It is a community. So who comes under into this community? That should be always an open source. So this Android is also under this. Means when they are developing an application, they take the support of OHA. So because the reason it is always it is an open source. So and it is the most leading handset manufacturer in world of Android phones. Next, tools are very simple. Like for example, if you want to develop, it's a simple, and end user side, if you want to use your mobile, it's a very simple, and manufacturer side, if they want to customize, that is also simple. And the next is the availability of apps. Many applications like millions of applications are available in a Play Store. Almost all application, 99% of the apps are free. Next is the inbuilt support for the Splash. It is mobiles and everything will be inbuilt. It is support for the Flash inbuilt, and the social networking integration like Twitter, Facebook. This is for the developer perspective. If you want to do this integrations, it's a very simple and integrated features, applications features like Android allows the share, taking photo, camera, everything. These all are the very simple way user can integrate this. And free customization, we can customize easily we can customize. And the next is the better notifications like emails, WhatsApp, whatever the notifications are, whatever the notification related applications you install on your mobile. So those all are very simple here. And next is the better notifications are done, then attractive user interface updated. Always the user interface is updated, like time by time, timely. These people are giving the updates for these applications, because to attract the people and the market, they are giving the updates. Because of that only, in this very less span of time, this Android became huge in a market. And it is a better app market and easily upload the apps. As a developer, if you want to upload the application, that is very simple. And if you are to maintain the application also, it is very, very simple. But in iOS, it is not like that much simple. And in iOS, if you want to upload one application, that store account, every year you need to pay $99 for the account. But here it cannot. But here it cannot. But you can simply you can write the $25 one time, that is for the lifetime. So that is advantage here. And here it can support for the different resolutions and different screen sizes, like from the watch to TV, up to that much it can support for that this. And system copy paste is a functionality is available easily, and multi-touch interface, and it can support for the Java as well as a Kotlin. Robust means Java and Kotlin, what are the features it will support, and multi-language support. So user can do multitasking simultaneously with the different applications. For example, while listening the music, I can chart and I can play the song, like such kind of things. User can able to do this. So that is a major advantage of this here. This next. So next we will see this some of the key features of Android. So why this means why the people are using mostly for this? That is because of these key features, they are using mostly on this. So like storage wise, so here we can use the lightweight storage relational database. So that is a SQLite database. This SQLite database is the modified version for the low memory devices, so that we are using here to store the data in our Android. And connectivity. So Android support the connectivity technologies like various connectivity technologies like GSM, CDMA, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, 4G, 5G, like whatever we have in the market, like all it is supporting this. And multiple language support. So now we are seeing in our applications, we can use our local languages like various like Telugu, Hindi, English, whatever the language is. If you want to use, you can use that. And the next is the web browsers. So Android has the open source WebKit layout engine. So even if you want to build on your own web browser application, you can use that web browser application easily this. Next, Java support. So Java platform, Java support. Java platform is independent, so that we can compile to run anywhere applications. Like here also similar, it is we can develop and compile application anywhere using the Dalvik virtual machine. So that is to build output file. So output file, we need the output file easily. You can build that. And same for the Kotlin also. Even Kotlin also we can run independently on this. So that is WinRun. And media support. So it can support various kinds of media like JPG, PNG, JIF, PMB, 3GB, MP4, all it can support this. Next is the streaming media support. Android can allow for the live streaming. So Android can allow the live streaming as well. Next, so live streaming and multi-touch, and it can use support the multi-touch and the Bluetooth. Nowadays, the Bluetooth is very, very important because everyone are using the Bluetooth devices to connect this, or maybe you can connect the using Bluetooth, you can connect the various other IoT devices, that we can connect easily on this. Next is the video calling. So users can do video calling, multitasking at the same time, multitasking, and threatening, like Android threatening, it supports the shared Wi-Fi to other devices, and external storage. Even in iOS, there is no external storage, but here user can do the external storage also. So that is the key features of this. Next. So this is next up to this. Now we'll see the various cases of Android development and other cases. Now we will see this Kotlin related. So what is Kotlin? So Kotlin is the language. So this is the general purpose strategic typed and open source programming language. So it runs on a JVM. So used anywhere like Java. So it can be used to develop the Android applications and iOS, Android and server side applications also we can use. Like this is similar to Java, but what are the other advantages compared to the Java means? So what are the syntaxes there we are using? That syntaxes are very reduced compared to that here this. So that is a main advantage of this here this. And here next, this Kotlin was developed by JetBrains team. So the company called JetBrains has developed this. This project has started in 2010. So to develop this language, and officially the first release is happened in 2016. Kotlin was developed under Apache 2.0. Like Java is also under Apache. Similar to the Java, but it is simply we can say has a framework of Java. Means you understand the concept. Like it is not a framework of Java, but we can say that framework. Like for example, here if anyone has the CoreJava and Advanced Java. Advanced Java means Springs and Hibernate. They understand my word. Framework simply means in a CoreJava, I'm writing that 30 lines of code. That if I write in a Springs or Spring Boot, I can write that code in a 5 to 6 lines of code. Like similar here, we can develop this code here in this very simple way. The Kotlin also like that much of simplified here to write the code. So that is first. This is the we will see Kotlin features. Just a minute. Sorry. So here we will see this features of Kotlin. So the features of Kotlin is first feature is concise. So what is this concise? Kotlin reduces the writing extra codes. make Kotlin is very concise. Means it's a very simple way, straightforward. We'll write less lines of code. We will write in this. Next is the null safety. Kotlin is a null safety language. Kotlin aimed to that eliminate all null pointer exceptions. So it cannot allow any null pointer exceptions in this. That automatically handles in the background. And next is the interoperable. Kotlin is easily calls the Java code in natural way, as well as Kotlin code can be used by the Java. So for example, my project has 20 lines of code, 20 pages, means 20 different files are there. And the 20 different files, 10 files can be added in a Java, 10 files can be added in this. So 10 files added in this, 10 files in added that can also it can support. Next is the smart case. So it explicitly typecast are the immutable values, like inserts the value in null safety, safecast automatically. So that is a one advantage. Like these words, when we are doing the coding, there I'll explain you that you can understand easily what are this exactly. And the completion time, so it has a better performance and fast means while you are comparing, like while you are running your application, it should be very simple and tool friendly. Kotlin programs can build using the commands as well as the IDEs. Any IDEs you can do that. And extension function. So this extension should be like a Java means .java. Here it should be .kt. So that we can do here very simple way. We can develop this applications here. This next. So there are small some differences between Java and this Kotlin. So there are two types. Either this side, some we have the advantages, and some that side we have the disadvantages that we will see now. So the code length, Kotlin is very small, and there it is a very high. And null support, null pointer exception, it can support, that cannot support. Means Java developer has to handle this. And the extension function requires, so required utilities for classes. Somewhere it is required for Java, somewhere it is not. And operation on data modules, easier to read and write. Their lengthy code should read that. So lengthy write. And the tertiary operator, it not support, that support. And wildcard support, it not does not support, it that support. And inline function, it supports, that does not support. So it support and that does not support there. And the next is the continuous, that it can support, it cannot support. So that using this continuous and inline support, what are the advantages, how we will write the code, that we will see in our regular sessions. And the data classes required writing whole length code. So there it required the key data before the class. Here checked exceptions not support, there we need to handle the exceptions. Higher order functionalities and lambdas inbuilt, it is support, there it's required to call it. And implicit widening conversion not allowed, they're allowed. And none private fields not allowed, means two types. There are the advantages are there, but basically now the market is going trending with Kotlin. Why? Because Java has now purchased by Oracle. So slowly they are moving into paid version. So because of the reason, people are slowly checking with the alternatives. So some of them went for the Python, and some of them are coming with the Kotlin. But in the mobile side, showing more interest on Kotlin because it's a open source for the mobile application development. So it is coming here. This next. So there are some strategical, these are there like Android, iOS, BlackBerry, like these all are the day by day it is updating. But here see, on initial days only, just I'm showing initial days only. So the initial days only, Android has came almost equal to the BlackBerry. After this, BlackBerry has slowly down. Now this is BlackBerry almost here. Like here, the other applications are became a huge in a market. This now. So advantages of learning this Android course is with the KOTLIN is, so it is open source technology and huge market share and easier entry into market, like getting the job and everything is very simple, and enormous market share for the apps. Even though if you want to develop your own application, you can develop easily, and it's a freedom, easy to learn. So these are the basic advantages of this. So like after this, I want to show something here now, like so from tomorrow 9 p.m. the next batch has going to start with Android with KOTLIN. So Android with KOTLIN. So this is 45 days duration. 45 days duration. And in this 45 days, what we are going to learn means we are concentrating in a version Android 13. This is the latest version. So based on the latest version, we are considering all the features. So that is Android related questions we will consider here, means Android 13. And every day it is 1 hour session. Every day it's a 1 hour session. So the complete course is not available on YouTube. So it's a 1 hour session. Every day it's 1 hour. And what are the things I'll provide from my side for this course is, once the batch has started, I'll share one PDF. So that PDF contains all the course material, theoretical as well as the practicals are created on that. Then so no fast track, this is on regular normal basis it will go. Why? Because this is not a starting language, it's an advanced course. So the complete advanced topics which are going to like how this real-time oriented, that it will go in that way. So because of that, this is a minimum 45 days is required for this. So I'll tell you all the real-time oriented concepts here. Real-time oriented. So this is not a basic level course. So very small theoretical and completely it is advanced things. It will go to the advanced things. This the next. So end of the session, you will get an video recording. Video recording you will get. And in between, when we are discussing the one of the main topic, wait, I will share that YouTube link. So one of the major and important feature here is like when the main topic, that is web services topic, when we are discussing the web services topic in our course, here we are covering, means that I'm covering as a project oriented thing, like how the real-time projects will work. That similar way I'll integrate the like various kind of more than 10 different programs in a single program. Then I'll show you the how the real-time project will work. The similar way I'll show you like this. For example, so yeah, I'll come with the prerequisites. So for example, like registration, login page, while app opening, basic some animation. Once user has registered, so then we need to go with the login page, and after login, he should access his personal data. And when internet connectivity is not there, how to handle, and session management, like that kind of all the things, it will be included in this. So that is a main advantage of this course. And whatever the programs I have to teach, that I'll write each and every line by line in front of you people with clear explanation. So if you have any questions, then and there you can clarify your questions. So that end of the each session, I'll give 5 minutes to you people to ask the questions. So that will clarify the questions there itself. So the next, Anurag has asked a question. What are the free requests? So here there is no, because everything will start from the scratch, like XML, Android, everything, like Kotlin also will start from the scratch. Nothing is required. Even if you have some programmatical knowledge, it's a well and good. But even though if it is a basic also, means a basic hoops concepts of any language, like basic what is class, what is object, and how to write the class object. If you have that much of basic knowledge is enough. Even though if you won't have also, I'll teach here. Means initial 10 days completely it is a basic thing. The next it is advanced means. So like what is the means exactly here? Advanced means mostly it will be completely the programmatical session, because it's a completely the development, real-time development thing, right? So completely the programmatical sessions it is. So the next here, so end of the session, I'll give you the tasks also. So if you perform this all the tasks, you are almost to the equal to the 1 to 2 years of experience in the market. So that much of lengthy tasks I'll give you. If you stuck somewhere in the tasks, I'll guide you. And interview point of questions, I'll teach you interview point of questions. Like if you go as a fresher, how to answer those, and if you go as experience, how to answer those. That I'll teach you on that class. So, and like in the last class, I'll show you the resume preparation, how to do the resume preparation, and also I'll show you on this. So you have any questions now?
Sir, I have a couple of questions. Is it okay if I talk?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. So first question is about the language of preference. So basically, I've been working on Python. I'm not sure about the other people, but I've been working extensively on Python. I have little idea about Java because I've done it during my academics, but no longer I've been working on Java in my current job. So I'm not much aware about Java and Kotlin right now. And Kotlin, definitely, I've totally no idea about it. Java, at least I know, basics of it. I'm very much familiar with OOPS concept and other things. So, do you think it's easier for me to do Android development in Python, or is it okay to learn something like Kotlin in Android development?
Yeah, Kotlin and Android development is simple only. Why? Because see here, if you already have some knowledge on the various other, like you have some Kotlin, and you have some knowledge on the Java, you have some knowledge on Java and Python, right? And OOPS concepts you have. See, once one person has some knowledge on some language, easily we can mold the other language. Like it is compared to that, it is very simple.
Okay, sir.
Easily
And
you can grab that course.
I see. Okay. And another question is, so you said usually people develop code in one language. So the code base is in one language.
Mhm.
Then how does it become compatible in multiple platforms? Does it have something like a internal code
Like
based connector kind of a thing?
multiple, yeah, multiple platform means that is for class platform. If you write a Flutter code, okay, Flutter, you will write a Flutter means you will write the code in Dart language.
What is dot language? Sorry.
Dart language. Dart is the one more development language that is like same as a Kotlin. Like that is a one different language. Dart, D-A-R-T, Dart.
Dart. Okay.
So using that, normally we will write the that language Dart, D-A-R-T. So that we will write there. But there also, like I want to write a very advanced topic, some third party integration like payment gateway integration. When I want to do payment gateway integration, I used to write again the some code in Java or Kotlin for the Android support, and for iOS support again I need to write the Swift or something language support. That you have to write even though when you go for the cross platform. 100% it's not support for that. Means if you want to become a cross platform developer, you must have the knowledge on the native platform, then only you become as a cross platform developer. Otherwise it cannot.
Okay. Okay. So Kotlin itself may not be supported on iOS as well. We need to know a little bit of Swift.
Correct.
Okay, but Kotlin can definitely support fully for the Android, right? Because it's declared as official language, secondary official language, but declared as an official language
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Android.
From 2016, it is they announced this is official. It means Google has accepted officially. You can develop the Android applications for this also.
Okay.
But nowadays, almost 80% of companies are using this Kotlin only. Latest means which are the new project is going to start. They are preferring the Kotlin only.
Got it. And sir, one more question is about the front end of the Android. So is it more like the Android SDK supports kind of a drag and drop kind of a
Yeah,
thing?
drag and
And you
drop
know,
kind of thing. And for that, auto generated code that is in XML. Even
XML code and
yeah,
okay,
even you can write also it's a very simple way. All the syntax will generate. That is intelligence of our Android Studio environment.
I see. Okay. Okay.
So next, any questions?
And one more question is about Android SDK that we have that supports coding in multiple languages, or for each of them we need to install some packages.
No, automatically that Android Studio will come with that. See, for example, I'm opening this Android Studio.
Mm-hmm.
See if I goes to the SDK. So now each SDK it is having the multiple things here. Like almost it is support all the things. See. Here in environment itself, all are coming here.
Okay.
So once you, for example, I install today with basic Java. Okay, tomorrow while creating the project itself, if any Kotlin related library is missing, that can come automatically. But if you want to go the Flutter development also will do in Android Studio. But if you want to go Flutter development, for that it's a separate SDK is required. But Java and Kotlin, it is a similar SDK.
Okay. Got it, sir. And you mentioned Flutter. Is it kind of a framework of any language, or it is more
Yeah,
like a development?
Flutter is also it's a framework only that is introduced by Google only.
Okay. So that framework is for Kotlin language, you said, right?
Not Kotlin. It's a completely language is different. Dart language, that is a framework for Dart language. See here you
Dart
can
language.
create
Okay.
Flutter. Or if you want to create a Flutter, it will support. It will ask the support of this, not this SDK. It will ask the different SDK support.
Got it. And how difficult it is to learn both like Kotlin, Dart, and everything?
Yeah. See, if you have knowledge on Kotlin or Java,
Mm-hmm.
means any one of you have, so you can easily mold on the two things. If you know Java, easily you can go to the Kotlin. If you know Kotlin, easily you can move to the Java. But that is completely different. Even here we use develop the XML, but there everything, including UI, we will write in a Kotlin itself. Sorry, Dart itself. Like that
Okay.
is CSS, JavaScript we'll use, right? We'll write in the JavaScript itself. We will write the coding to build UI as well as the accessing data, right? Like that way we will write the that is Flutter.
Flutter. Okay. Got it, sir. Yeah. Thank you so much, sir, for explaining everything and clearing all my
Yeah.
doubts. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So any questions from anyone? Anurag, John, Umesh. Okay, hope it is
No, sir.
clear. Yeah. Then we'll see you tomorrow, 9 p.m.
Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay, thank you.